Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Welcome to OlaJoe. I am the Crocheting Sailor and I wanted to come to you today and talk about the tools that a crocheter uses. And I think you all need to know about that, especially the beginners, and also for the experts, maybe a little refresher on some of the tools that we have or you may not have in your toolbox that I have that we will share. Since it is October and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I got my nails done and my nail tech thought it would be a wonderful idea to do my nails like this for to support Breast Cancer Month. So she came up with this design and picked out these colors for me. So I thought that was awesome. So I pray for all of those that have lost loved ones or ones that are going through breast cancer treatment. I pray for them. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's talk about crochet hooks, because I know I have many crochet hooks. Look at this. I have a whole pack here. Okay, and it starts from 0.6 all the way up to 1.9 millimeters. Can you all see that? Hope it's coming out clear. And then on the other side, we have, let's turn this one around, got twisted. This is 2.0 and all the way up to 6.5. These got twisted in there. I put them back in there wrong when I used them. You see how that goes? 6.5. So I have this case. I love these. My husband bought me this case and I thought that was really great. So maybe I should leave this open so you all can see how many hooks I have. And I have these. Oh my goodness. You hear them all rattling. Oh, excuse me. So I have an H hook here. Now the H hook was a hook that I started using when I first started crocheting. Everything I crocheted with was with the H hook, which is a 5 millimeter hook. Okay, so I have many of those because sometimes as a crocheter, we find that if we can't find the hook size that we need, we go out and buy another one. And that's what I did. Oh my goodness. I have so many H hooks. Oh, here's another one. So that's 3. And then I have obviously one in this kit. And this is an I hook. So I started using I and incorporating this with doing hats and things of that nature. So I have an F and a G hook here. This is a K, a 10.5, a 6.5 millimeter hook, which is what that is. And those more than likely won't come in a kit. This one, you'd have to buy it separate, along with this one right here, which you would buy separately, which is a 9 millimeter hook, which is an M13. And actually, I got this particular one online. I believe that I did purchase that through Amazon, but you can find just about everything on Amazon. Then that leads me into the ergonomic hooks. I have many, many colors and many, many sizes. Okay, and this one right here, 6.5. I'm looking for the big ones because I have the small ones. This is an 8 millimeter hook. Okay, so I have all of these. And this one right here is a 10 millimeter hook. It's an NP10 special hook that you can buy. This is a clover, so you can buy this. I believe it's in Joann or Michael's, something like that. This is plastic. Okay, so we have aluminum hooks and we have steel hooks. Okay, now this particular one right here is a steel hook. This is made by Boy. You'll see it right at the tip. And it says 5.5 millimeter. And it has an eye right there. I hope you all can see that. And this is an Afghan hook. Now, that particular needle, you can do tapestry, Tunisian, and Afghans with this particular hook. And that's how it looks. It has a little button at the end, and it has a hook on the tip. And some of you all may have this. I taught myself crochet. Now, my grandmother taught me how to crochet. And what I did was, you know, she's dead and gone now, rest her soul. And so I wanted to refresh my memory on like the basics and what she taught me. So I went ahead and bought this book years and years ago. And Boy has been around since 1906. So they were actually the first manufacturing company to complete a line of knitting pins or needles and the crochet hooks. Okay. And they are known for doing their tapered throat. You see that? That's how the hook is created. And I think you can see it with this one. You see? It's the same. There we go. Moving right along. So I have different size scissors. Depends on what project I'm working on. And I got these as a set, which I thought was great because I can actually put these in one of my pouches, or even this set that comes with a little case that I have. And I can take these on a trip with me, so I can make sure that I can cut my yarn and things of that nature. So you must have scissors. A stitch counter is also great, because you can keep up with your counts. Some of them are digital and some are manual, just like this one. You definitely need to have a tape measure, okay? You may need to, and I have 2 of these, but you may need to measure something. Like if you want to measure a hat. Now this hat will be a future tutorial. And you may need to measure how wide it is, depending on, you know, if someone, I'll move this up so you guys can see it. If someone says that it has to be this width and this length, you'll need a measuring tape so you can see for yourself what it is, or to even measure the diameter of the head. So tape measures, very important. Stitch markers. It would be great to have these stitch markers because you may need to mark where you left off. So if you're at the beginning or the end of a project, the pattern may say that you need to add a stitch marker. So that's what these are for. And I have a variety of different ones. Very cute. And these are the basic ones that may come in a kit. If you buy one of those, I taught myself how to crochet, you'll get some stitch markers like these, but they are hard to use. I really don't like them because I end up uncurling them like this, and they just don't do too well for me. So I like the ones, the stitch markers that you could get in Joann or Michael. So you can go ahead and then you can see, pull it, clamp it on, and then just go. I also got this. So when I first started crocheting again, I was using all different types of stuff. Here's one that I used to use, and this was really neat. So I just used this little safety pin right here, and it has a little bulb on the end, so it was pretty neat. It, you know, would hang on the hat just like this, and it was easy to use. So say for instance, if you don't have any stitch markers, you can use other things. You can use safety pins if you want different sizes, different colors. You see what I have? I also used a, if you need one and you forgot to take your stitch markers with you, you can use a little twisty tie. You can use paper clips, and you could also hold your stitches in place with this pin, with the baby pin. So I came up with so many different unique ideas to for stitch markers. Oh, I forgot I have these too. So I like these very much. They're just so easy to work with because it has a big mouth right here, and then you can just clamp it on and go. So I have a whole bunch of these. You will find as a crocheter, you will start accumulating a lot of different things. You definitely need darning needles, okay? Darning needles is what you're going to use to weave in your ends. So this hat that I completed, here's the end. So you're going to need your darning needle. Some people call it a tapestry needle, okay? You'll go ahead and thread the needle, and then you'll weave in your ends so they cannot be seen through a project. So there are different sizes. I went ahead and got, see it says tapestry. This is by Loops and Threads, and I have a myriad of different sizes to use. And in order to also sew on my labels, I need a very small one, and I do get the yarn through and sew on my labels. When I first started crocheting again, I bought these labels from the store. So you may have these in your toolbox as well. Crocheted by, and then I would put my name. I would actually write my name, and then I would go ahead and sew right on top of the writing. So when it was washed, that it wouldn't come off. You see how I did it? So Crocheted by Grandma A is what I would put, and then I would sew, stitch all around this. And I also put my name, which is Andrea, and I would sew on it. And that's how I started doing it. So I still keep these because you never know, I might use them in the future. You may also need to have some buttons because there are projects that may require you to have different size buttons. So I have all these neat little buttons, small, medium, and large. And I also have a sewing kit too. So, but since we're not talking about sewing, I won't get into that, but I can actually use these buttons also for sewing projects if I choose to. But some of these buttons I use as decorative little things for hats. So that's why you would need them, you know, or if it's a cowl or if it's a sweater, because I actually used some of these small buttons for a project where I did, I think it was a baby dress or something like that. So that's why you would need buttons. So let me slide this over here. So many things. Oh my goodness. And I have these stitch markers too. And these are made by Boy. And I made sure that I kept the little tag. Can you all see those? Little ring. And if you need to sew anything on, you'll need, onto your project, you'll need a thimble. So I have this one just for crochet work because I keep everything in my little container. Because I have this. This comes with my yarn drum. I do have one. I was thinking, where is my yarn drum? Yes, my yarn drum, where art bin, where I keep all of my working yarn projects. And I'll just show you really quickly how it looks up top so I won't have to adjust the camera. But it's a neat bag, and I've been actually giving some of those away for my giveaways. So see, I could put all my crochet hooks in here, but I have another bag for those. So these little metal ones, this is where I put all my metal hooks. And I put like my stitch marker and my buttons and things of that nature. I just put them all in this little pouch. So you'll have to find a pouch, bag, or storage place for all your little things. So I just put them on in there with my tapestry needles. And the reason why you want to have a bag like this is so that you can find whatever you need in a heartbeat. Now these right here are very special to me, so I go ahead and wrap those in plastic and then I put them in there. I also have some stitch markers that I received as such a wonderful, wonderful happy mail by Hildy and Joe, and her name is TNT's Creations Andrea. That is her channel. TNT's Creations Andrea gave me these lovely charms, and I am going to make stitch markers out of some of these, and I'm going to not use some of these also because I just love all of them and I don't want to mess them up. So, and I am going to put my stitch counter in here so I can find it. So I wanted to mention that to you, is make sure you find something where you can put all of your little goodies and tools in one area, just like this. Okay, so you can find stuff. All right, so I also have the ouchless little, what do you call these? Yeah, ponytail holders. And I did a tutorial on a hat, and here's one, well, here's one that I did for myself a while ago. And this is, it's old, and I actually worked around the ponytail holder. That's why I have extras of these. I got them for $1 at the dollar store. And you can make a messy bun hat. So put that in there. There are messy bun hats that don't have the ponytail holder like this one. So I made this one for myself as well because I was in the process of placing orders and making hats for everyone else, but I didn't make any for myself. So I said, nope, not doing that. I'm going to stop and do something for myself. Now I have this scrap yarn. I don't need all of this now because I have tons of stitch markers, but I actually kept these and I actually used, see, like this one right here, as a stitch marker. So I would just pick one little piece of yarn depending on what the color yarn was. That's why I kept many different colors. And then I would just cut a little piece off and then I would use it. You could just take your crochet hook and pull this through your piece and use it as a crochet stitch marker. So a lot of ways to do that. Also, you may have yarn magazines. So this might be in your little goodies tools, in your goodie toolbox. And in this neat little book here, I wanted to go over a few things. Now, for crochet, they also cover knitting portion too. But they also have some other neat things too in here. Now, we did cover the Afghan hook, which is this blue one right here. You remember that? They also have a dual-ended one, and it is a crow hook. All right, it's a double-ended hook, and it uses contrasted yarn to make reversible fabric. It's perfect for Afghans and sweaters. So that's one thing that I did not have in my toolbox, and one thing that I haven't used. Another one is number 7. This is for broomstick lace. This is a broomstick lace pin, and it says 25 millimeter up top, and it has a little point at the bottom. And it says use this large knit pin with a crochet hook to produce beautiful broomstick lace. And when you look at it, it's very, very pretty. All right, and last but not least, there is this one right here. This black contraption is a fork. It's called a crochet fork. Can you all see that? And it makes hairpin lace. So this particular fork here is adjustable, and it adjusts to 8 widths from 1/2 to 4 inches. So that's something that some people may have also in their toolbox. And these are some of my labels. I did make dog sweaters. I can make dog sweaters, and I have 2 on order. So I put this on here, OV dog. That's OV is for Ocean View. And you may have your labels in there too. So I'm hoping that this was helpful for you, and this can show you some of the tools that you'll need for different projects and everything. I was very, very happy to share this information with you, and I look forward to bringing you more tutorials and more information to help you to have a working knowledge of how to crochet. So have a wonderful day.